Hey, what's up, YouTube? Happy New Year to those that go by this calendar that most of the world does, but not everybody does. Hope everyone ushered it in safely. It was lots of celebrating and lots of fun. Today is my 6 months since starting T, so I wanted to do a 6 month update and give an overall picture of the majority of the changes that I've noticed. So obviously the voice piece is definitely there. My voice is a lot deeper. Very, very happy with how deep it is, and it seems to still keep going every single week that I take my shot. I notice the next day kind of a little bit more depth to it. Most of the cracking has gone. There's still some, but most of it is gone, and the pain that goes with the cracking in my throat is pretty much done with. The hair has been big when it comes to my legs. My legs are incredibly hairier, especially my upper thighs, where I never really used to have much hair. There's just hair everywhere except for a spot on each side, kind of the size of my palm, and where there's just nothing and just kind of some tiny little sprouts here and there. When it comes to my face, I've always had some upper lip hair, so that is just thicker and more visible now than it was before. But it's not really new, and it's kind of really cheesy looking right now. But I'm trying to grow it out as much as I can and see where it's going to take me. So that's why I haven't shaved very often. I only have shaved 3 times in these 6 months so far. I also have the majority of the hair that I've grown has been right here. So there's that stuff there. A little bit here, but it actually shows more on the camera than there is there. Just think lights and shadow and stuff. But obviously I'm gonna grow some hair here and some hair on my chin. Haven't really seen much on the sideburn part, but I've got some fuzz kind of covering my cheeks here. When it comes to my face, the other noticeable thing has been acne. It hasn't been really dramatic. This actually has been the worst it's been since I've started, and I don't have my acne medication with me right now, so I haven't been able to do anything to it. But, I mean, this isn't too bad, considering. So, if this is the worst it's gonna get, then it's fine. What else? Folks have said they've noticed that my neck is a lot thicker, so I guess I haven't really noticed, but that seems to really take people aback when they see me for the first time after a couple of months or so. And what I've also noticed is the shoulders. My shoulders are definitely a lot broader, so I started developing kind of like a little bit of a V shape because of it, which is great. Little bit of hips that I have don't show much anymore, so really cool and really happy with that. A lot of people always ask about behavioral and psychological and that sort of changes in addition to the physical stuff. It's hard to really answer these questions because it's not really a zero-sum question. There are a lot of things that have happened in my life in the last 6 months that have impacted the way I see things and the way I act and behave. Right around the same time that I started T, I also went to the Social Justice Training Institute that I've talked about before in my videos, and that had a dramatic impact on the lenses that I carry. So there's a lot of things that I'm maybe seeing a bit differently, or vocalizing more readily, or have the ability to vocalize and verbalize about that I didn't have before or wasn't willing to do before, that I can't really attribute to T. So I think a lot of people have noticed that I'm a lot more upfront now and think that that has something to do with the hormones, when I feel like it has had a lot more to do with my experience at SJTI than testosterone. I think anything that I've noticed, it's been that I've been actually more in touch with my feelings, which some people will say is the opposite of what they expect to happen. I think it's really clarified to me that the stereotype about men not being in touch with their feelings is really about men masking the fact that they're in touch with their feelings and not wanting to demonstrate it, because there's a lot of stigma around, what does it mean to be a guy with feelings and to be a sensitive person, or exhibit emotion. So guys maybe tend to more mask their feelings instead of be in touch with them. And possibly over time, that becomes this process where they've masked it so much and tried to ignore it so much that they do actually lose touch with their feelings after a while. This is just my own kind of make it as you go theory, but I don't feel like I've lost touch. It feels actually more intense now. Not the feelings themselves feeling more intense, but my connection to them feels more intense. So I actually very solidly know what I'm feeling at a given moment. I also feel it physically manifests for me too. Whereas before, for example, if I got angry, I would definitely feel it within my body, but it feels even more on the surface. So like right here is where anger manifests for me. I feel it in my arm, and now it feels like right directly underneath my skin, if that makes sense to anybody. So there's just kind of like a growth in the awareness of it than anything. Behaviorally, like I said before, I think it has a lot more to do with some of the stuff that I'm experiencing and going through right now than it has to do with a T. Other than that, I can't really think of much else to update on and say that I've noticed in terms of changes. So I'll definitely keep making these updates, and hope this has been useful for folks that have been looking into seeing updates over time and stuff. Have a great week.